久しぶりにヘッドセットをつけてインターネットにつながったからね、アップロードもだいぶ早くなった。ということで、シャーロック・ホームズ謎解き枠のシャーロック・ホームズ罪と罰をね、ちょっとひっそりとやっていくよね。自動保存の機能がアンケート3時間とかそんないらなかったね。あ、これ進めるのか。元の値段いくらだったかな。確か買った時に1000円もしなかったんだよね。800円か1000円か。お、これはあれですね、×ボタンが決定ボタンになる。エーペックスずいぶんなんかシャーロック・ホームズ感のある BGM と、わからん、なんだあれは、脳細胞的な背景だったね。お、最後の1個もインストールが終わった。全部容量軽くてね、すぐ終わっちゃった。シャーロック・ホームズこういうことばっかしてたっていうね。頭が切れたよ。全然切れてねえ。おう、クマの頭だ。次どこ行くの？一個前に行った。
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune.
このゲーム知らないけど、目隠ししてる人が真犯人だと思いますね。
目隠ししてる人は主人公なんですけど。目隠ししてる人は主人公ですよ。シャーロック・ホームズ、この人が犯人だったらもう誰を捜査すればいいんだ僕は。
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
30分。
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first.
とりあえずあれですね、船乗りのおじさんが殺されてしまった感じですね。
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here.
名推理と思ったんですけどね。
まだ何も誰かが死んだ話しか聞いてない。そうですね、やっぱり根拠を提示しないと。おっとっとっと、なんか申し訳ない気持ちでいっぱいなんですけど今。はい、氷の理由調べる。捜査が始まったな。四角ボタン。ピーター・ケアリー、さっき言った船乗りの人ですね。氷のリーの
犯罪を犯す前に逮捕しましょう。
もうスレスレな感じでしたけどね。拳銃ぶっ放してましたからね。制服を選びレストレードと合流する。 R1。 はいはいはい。証拠、ブラックピーターとしても知られていたスカンジナビア漁をしていた。
ホームズがいると事件が起きるからホームズを逮捕したら良いと思います。
あれですよね、名探偵コナン式というか金田一なんとか式みたいなね、探偵が犯罪を呼ぶ系のありますよね。殺人現場を調べる。ノリノリ、そうだ、これバツボタンの決定なんだ。
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
そっかそっか、着替えなきゃいけない。
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
怒られてますね。ワトソンの部屋の扉。ワトソンの部屋には用ないのかな。着替えなきゃいけないんだよな。着替えてから行く。どんな服がいいかな。どこで着替えるんだこれ。ここは出口か。手紙。
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
ほう、必要な時にいつでも。
このゲーム途中から見たらさっぱりわからない気がします。
途中から見たらさっぱりわかんない。そうですよね。いいんですいいんです。もう暇だからね、セール中のゲームを4つ買ってきたんですよ、さっき。これが1000円ぐらいかな。なのでもう暇を持て余しているからこそ、ただ気まぐれに配信を始めたという、そんな状況なので、まあとりあえず、推理をするって段階にもまあいってないし、かっこいいシャーロック・ホームズが見れるんじゃなかろうか。洋服、なかなかフォーマルな感じですね。山賊の服装、農夫の服装、普段着、何着ていきましょう。普段着でいいか。化粧台へ行く。変えられますね、髪型が。
何のんきに着替えしているんですか、わら。
ではお着替えしないとね、外に行けないって書いてあったから、とりあえず、変装ではないけど洋服を、やっぱり無難なところですよね。これでいきましょう。いくつか標準値に戻ります。なるほど、変装衣装。なるほどね。最初から全部はダメなようですね。変装用のアイテム、これもアンロックしないといけないのか。なるほど、鍵かかってるのか。今これだけか。ヒゲも選べないや。ダメですね。じゃあ木のままのシャーロック・ホームズでいきましょう。着替えたよな。着替えた。で移動しましょう。原簿を開く。さっきのノートか。まだでも情報っていう情報はないですよね。木こりのリーに住んでたおっさんが殺されてしまったと。木こりのリーって場所なのか。
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
始まりました。レストレードと合流する完了。 見落としそうな最後まで目を配るよう注意を集中してみるのだ。足跡。
These footprints appear to be quite large.
大きな足跡。なるほどね。こんな感じで調べていくのね。もう一回押したら解除できる。いやいや、めっちゃなんか足跡踏んじゃってるよ。庭。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
じゃあ船乗りのおじさんはすごいしっかり庭を作っているというか、のびのびとした引退生活を送っている。
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? はい、入るよ。
Mr. Holmes?
おー、ここじゃない。はいはいはいはいはい。すいませんすいませんすいません。庭は調べたよな。で、Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? はいはいはいはいはい。レストレード合流する。
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock. I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
3時間ぐらい空いたのか。庭師。
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
やっぱ自分でやってたんだ。
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many
本当には
friends.
友人がいます。
He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
What なんかあるのかな。カメオ。十字架。手袋。冠柄。冠柄って鳥か。鳥小屋。
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
突然追求が始まってしまったよ。プリマスはどうやって知ったのか。
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How
that's it.
extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
ダメだな、ちゃんと道を見とかないと戸惑っちゃうな。どんな人なのかっていうのが追加されたのかな。ジューディス・ケアリー、冠柄を見ることができる。日記、奥さん、他になんか証拠痕跡とかを探さなきゃいけないわけだよな。
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
誰かがこじ開けようとしていた。扉の上、引っかき傷。
These scratches are fresh.
中にじゃあなんか忘れ
You're
た
right.
人がいるのかな。
Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
中にじゃあ何かが残ってるんだな。忘れちゃったと思うような何かがあったんでしょうね。おお。
What a terrible way to die.
なんて恐ろしい死に方だ。
The tooth of a sperm
マッ
whale,
コウクジラの歯。
probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
マッコウクジラの歯ってこんなでかいの？はあ。棚。なんか置いてあった感じあるよね、ここね。埃の中の輪郭。
An object was taken from here. It was
バスボタン。
larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
もしくはここかもしれない。あれだな、バツボタンを押すとフンフンって飛んじゃうから怖いな。
This place is not covered with dust. Like an object was taken from here. It was.
話はちょっと聞くようにしないといけないな。ああ、なるほどね。こういう風に見ることができるんだね。不自然な場所が。気がつく。航海日
The ship's logs of the Sea
Peter
Unicorn
Carey
for the
が
years
船長だった。
1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. The ship.
シーユニコーン。
Harpoons for hunting whales.
これであれですね、クジラを仕留めたんですかね。
Harpoon.
ハープーン。木箱。木箱の中身は靴。
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Old navigation instruments. Nothing interesting.
8ってサイズがいかがなもんかわからんけどな。ここにあった森で殺されちゃったんだな、きっと。お、シーユニコーン前乗っていた。はあ、始まってしまった。まだ見ないようにして
Peter Carey was fully dressed. he was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
じゃあ知り合いが来たんだな。森をこんなさせる
This
ような
man is in his
容疑者
50s,
も今んとこ出て
yet
ない
he
けど。
still looks quite strong.
さすが船長。
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
いやすごい綺麗。体貫通して壁に刺さってんだもんな。ナイフがなんでだろう。
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body.
刺されたんじゃないの
This
かな。
wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
なるほどね。紙手帳だった。あらゆる方向に回転させて。
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
この人 JHN なんて名前ついたっけこの人。中は見ないんだ。なるほどね。プライバシーはちゃんと守るんだな。
Peter Carey. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
すごいな。なかなか壮絶な。なるほど。
Someone drank from this glass recently.
タバコ入れ。
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
まあこのおじさんのやつよな。袋の中。
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
おっと難しいぞ。おっと難しいぞ。あ、でも船っぽいのがある。この辺違う。この角度じゃない。この辺、この辺。
こんにちは、初見です。
ああ、こんにちは、こんにちは。わざわざ見に来ていただけるんですね。もっとなんか友達が見に来る感じかと思っていたんですけど。完全に今このパズルで手こずっている状態なんですけどね。これが前に来るのか。ほう。なんだどうなってやがる。こっちじゃない、やっぱこっち向きだろうな、こっちな。ほう。あ、これ動かせるのか。で、なんかそれっぽくなってきた。それっぽくなってきた。それっぽくなってきたぞ。ほうほう。
Yes, this is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular
周り
among
の間では
sailors.
まあこの 殺されちゃったおじさん
Rum,
のタバ
a
コなんだろうね。
sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met
シ
his
ャーロック
death.
とは渋いチョイスですね。良き。
あれなんですよ、プレステ4の、セールで4種類ぐらいゲーム買ってきたんですけど、今これなんか1000円もかからないぐらいで買えたんで、謎解きとホラーゲームとあとパタポンを買いましたね。そう、何やろうかってツイッターで言ったら、とりあえず謎解きに票が入ったので一人でやってみてください。こんにちは、こんにちは、シャーロックホームズです。何を調べたかな、すごい途中まで。
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
船長をやっていたの、この死んだピーター・ケアリーって書いてある人、この人が被害者ですよね。森で一突き、壁にまで刺さってるらしいですよ。痛いね。地図だ。これは貝塚か何かか。お、ハンメルフェスト。
Hammerfest.
ここか、ここがハンメルフェストなのね。はいはいはい。ダンディー。
Dundee. It's a
Dundee.
whaling map.
ハンメルフェストとかの方にクジラがいたんですね。クジラの牙と、あと何を調べるんだろう。タバコ調べた。タバコを吸ってるのはピーター・ケアリー。手帳を犯人が落とした可能性で、森を投げられる、ノリでぶっ刺せるような大柄な人だったんじゃないかって感じですよね。
Mr. Holmes?
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
終わったのかな、わかんないんだよな。終わりましたよ、次行きましょうか。
The murder
みたいな感
weapon
じ
was
になる
probably
か。
taken from this rack.
はいはいはい。ここに森かけ、クジラ用に使っていたやつですよね。あらかたはまった。あらかた調べたんじゃなかろうか。箱が置いてあった。箱持ってっちゃったんだろうね、きっとね。で、手帳忘れたから戻ってきたってことかな。どうなのかしら。
These boots don't match the footprints.
だとしたらこのピーター・ケアリーより大きな人が犯人なんじゃねえかって話になりますよね。他のところには行ってないのかな。この小屋とかは関係なさそうだ。
Mr.
ミスター・
Holmes?
ホームズ、この人たちはもうこのしかいない。ミスター・ホームズ。こっちも関係ないようですね。まだ他に何か残ってるのかしら。おお、なんだ。怖いわ。なんだ、いろんな音がしたよ。一緒のホラーゲームでもやって始めてしまったのかと思ったよ。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
届いているな。そういうもんですかね。この人もミスター・ホームズ。
Mr. Holmes?
分かってた、ミスター・ホームズ。そんな気がしていたよ。足跡以外外になんか痕跡はないんですね。暗くて見づらい。ピーター・ケアリー。アザラシ狩りと捕鯨業、そんな仕事があったんですね。ダンディコの捕鯨戦士ユニコーン。木こりのリーで下した。次はここですね。はい会話内で尋ねる。アザラシの皮で作られたタバコ入れ、ピーター・ケアリーの PC ですよね、きっと。かなりの作品。別の男が木こりのリーにいたということになる。特になんですね。公開日誌。 ブラックピーターの捕鯨とアザラシ漁の遠征報告が載っているのだろう。使用された痕跡はない。血の海に落ちていたっていうんで血ぬでになってるだけですもんね。すごいですよね。ナイフ構えてる人に向かって僕森を突き刺そうとは思わないですけどね。はい、夫人戻りました。ピーターは喫煙者だったか。
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
吸ってないの？はあ。
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
それがなくなっちゃったんで
Thank
す
you,
ね。
madam.
何が入ってたんでしょうね。こんな持ってっちゃうような大事な書類だったのかしら。まあでもブリキの箱、ここに置いてあったのがそれなんでしょうね。タバコ吸ってないんだ。しばらく吸ってないって。久しぶりに会う人だったのかな。おお、じゃあとりあえず一服しますかみたいな、そういう感じだったのかな。
These foot.
Have you finished?
Mr. Holmes?
ミスターホームズ、他に調べられるものあるかな。もうあらかた調べたかな。あらかた調べたかな。まだでも完了完了はしてないな。ブラックピーターというまだ他に痕跡があるのかしら。庭はでもそのピーター・ケアリーが一人でずっと整理してたんですね。整備というか管理をしていた。久しぶりに来たお客さん、知ってる人と会ってるんじゃないかっていう服装ですね。
JHN?
はい、JHN。これを取りに来たのかわかんないですけどね。でもまあ頭文字が書いてあったらもう致命的な気がしますけどね。なんでしょうね。手帳をなくしちゃうぐらいカットしちゃったんですかね。
This place is an object was taken. This place is an object was taken from here. It was larger than a book.
で、何だったんでしょうね。この箱に入っていた書類、書類が入ってたって言ってましたもんね。一旦なんかやったんじゃ
I
なかろう
cannot
か。
leave yet.
でも
I am
忘れ
not.
ていない。まだ何かがある。まだ何かがある。何を見落としてるんだろう。足跡、靴。他に靴なんかないもんな。どうしましょうね。レストレード警部の靴でも借りますか。足跡同じだったら怖いですけどね。怖いというかやばいですよね。あんた何してんだってなっちゃいますね。まだお話できること
Who
がある
could
の
do
か。
such a thing? My poor husband.
かわいそうな夫。でもこっちの方はあんまり関係なさそうなんですよね。ミスターホームズ。他に痕跡は。この絵とかも関係ないもんな。で、これも地図、棚。
The ship's log.
イテムが記念碑発狂。なんか調べられるのかな。虫が飛んでる。ハテナマークがつきっぱなしなんだよな、ここだけ。なんか他に本があるかな。他に何かあるか。CA ニコンボ。なんだろう、まだアイコン、顔が変わってないのはここだけなんだけど。
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the year.
R1 と L1 操作がちょっと違うのか。こっちがあれですよね、妄想ゾーンですね。こっちがよく見るゾーンですね。こっちをまだ見てない気がするな。あー違う。操作が集中全集中の呼吸。ここではでも足跡は出てこないですね。奥さんの方に行ったらなんか気がつくかしら。奥さん、お泉用ですよ。特になります。おいかいくはねえかと言ってる場合じゃないんですね。足跡以外のものはなし。この視点でいろいろ見せた方がいいのかしら。
The sea.
すごいね、ボタンがね敏感なんですよね。
出来たての死体。
出来たての死体、出来たて、でも朝、昨日の夜には死んでたんじゃないかって言われてますよ、この人。3時間ぐらいほったらかしにされてたし。出来たて。やや熟成されてますかね、どちらかというと。やや熟成。ここに箱があったんじゃないか説。
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884.
ボタンが敏感だ
Peter
な。
Carey was her captain.
西の方に気になるものがありそうなんだけど。三角ボタン。タバコ入れ、交換日誌。
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
あとは本の確定っぽいけどな。本の話でもしたもんな。かわいそうな。そんな話は聞いた。その話は聞いたぞ。 他に足跡はないんだもんな。ブーツが落ちてることなんかないよね。ここはなんか引いてきたのかしら。
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
まだ用は済んでない。一生ここで暮らさなきゃいけないのか。
These foot
足跡あるものが必要だから、多分ブーツかなんか、ブーツっぽい何かがあるんじゃなかろうか。誰かが持ってたりするのかしら。あるものが必要。あるものね、あるもの。ないものは使えないもんな。この中にでもブーツっぽいものはないですもんね。さっきここにあったブーツは
old navig.
これといって何もない。うん、箱の中に変わったものはなし。ピーター・ケアリーの履いてる靴は
This Peter Carey.
血の海は調べたもんな。
This man is in it.
頑強な体つきは知っている。お、写真が貼ってある。写真までは調べられなそうですね。血の海も調べた気がするんだな。でもなんか緑色になってないんだよな。手帳は見たでしょ。まだ他に見るところがあるのかしら。
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
犯罪の前に床に落ちたんじゃなくって。何これ？電話番号？
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
おいおいおい、まだ全然見てないよ。あ、なんか三角ボタンが押せるようになってる。押し入りを試した。壁に貼り付い、蝶のように壁に突き刺さっていた。ピーター・ケアリー。庭師はいない。押し入ろうと成功しなかった。なるほどね。これを組み合わせていかなきゃいけないのか。タバコを吸わないことと他に何か。でもこの手帳とお尻を試したっていうのは関係あるんじゃなかろうか。待ち伏せを計画し。
Ha! Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
なんか僕が推理したことよりもより細かいことをホームズが考えてくれるから、なんかおんぶに抱っこって感じ。
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Lucky.
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
これでようやっと帰れそうですね。人の名前かと思ったけど、これピーター・ケアリーっては書いてないですよね。 PC がない。 PC お餅、たらこ、ジント、あ、もうわからん待ち伏せの銃の今般謎の計画を完成する可能性がある。
I cannot leave yet.
まだ
I
帰
am
ら
not
ない。
finished here.
We need to find a good place.
待ち伏せをしなきゃいけない。おうおうおう、待ち伏せできそうな小屋ってこの辺ですよね。こちらですか。ミスター・ホームズ。またちょっと素直に進まないじゃないか。寿司穴か。全く加減の難しいゲームだな。
We need to find a good place for.
小屋の裏で窓の近く。お、こっち側進みますね。おあつらい。
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
はいはいはい。ブラックピーター、人物の観察、事件簿の張り乱し、人物像に簡単な描写、推理空間アイコン、手がかりのいくつか。今なんて言った。なるほどね。できることはでもそんなに多くないから慣れればって感じだな。あとはちゃんと推理できるような頭の柔らかさが試されている。
Shh. Did you hear that?
喋るなし。
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
僕は君の後ろにいる。
Hold it right there.
でもなんかさっきの男の子っぽかったよね。大柄な森で一突き
Mr. Holmes, come and see what we've caught in our net.
できそうな人では男の子では
All
な
right,
さそう
my
だけど。
fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not... It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
なんか森で一突きって殺せそうな男の子には見えんけどな。踏み込み中。はいはい、スコットランドヤードですね。デリカの所持品を調べる。おっと、スタート。 手帳に書いてあった名前ってなんて書いてあったっけな。ジョン H ジョン HN ジョン・ホプレー・ネリガン当てはまっちゃったね。これか。
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor.
なんだろうこれ。
And partner,
Partner.
1883.
1883年。なんかくっつくかな。1883年。結婚したのが1883年。なんででもこの子が指輪持ってんの。結婚についてはでも書いてないな。うん、結婚については書いてないな。名前とか書いてない。
From R. Dawson.
なんか知らねえ名前が出てきたな。My friend and partner.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
JHN で
A
折りたたみ
pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
これで開けようとしたのか。R ドーソンとまたなんか知らない登場人物が現れましたね。で、何かを解読しなきゃいけない。探しに行きますか。ここは？ここはなんだ？怖っ。なんだなんだなんだなんだこの部屋。怖いぞ。なんか手術セットみたいなの置いてあったと。なんだなんだなんだ。ちょっとなんか BGM も閉まっている。元気がよろしい。
Mr. Holmes?
ミスターホームズ。警察官みんなミスターホームズって言ってくるじゃん。あれここにいるんじゃないの。ミスターホームズ。ここがさっきの部屋か。でこの下が怖い部屋。ネリガン会いに来たぞ。
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes.
落ちますね。オツでし
Where
た
did。you find it?
お疲れ様でし
I did
た。
not
わざわ
know.
ざありがとうございました。
I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
とりあえず
What do
これ
these
だけ終わらせますよ
abbreviations mean?
この話だけ。
Oh no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr.
僕が
Nelligan.
見つけ出しますよネリガンさん。
The sea knife
Carey
was
の遺体
found
の
near
近くに
Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone. 当て布。なんか貧乏そうですね。ボタン。タコ。なんだろうこのタコは。傷跡。短い袖。自分の服じゃないのかな。細い首。当て布。効果。
Well,
誰かからも
I
ら
will
った
see you
洋
soon,
服を
young
そのま
man.
ま着てるのかしら。
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
おそらく父親のものだ。もうそこまで分かってるのか。僕は分からんよ。手帳の回収した人が犯人ってわけではないと思うんだけどな。あまり現実的ではないと思う。まあでも第一容疑者だよな。そんなタイミングで来ちゃったらな。
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson will be happy to oblige.
家庭を再現。盛り投げの実験。そうだよな、盛り投げ。よくわかんない運動もしてないようなガリガリの男の子が森で一突きなんてことできないもんね。到着したようだ。ワトソンくん、ワトソンくん、遊びに来たよ。
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
Are you
No,
serious?
but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man? Morphologically, I mean.
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
肉屋に行けば
I need to take a harpoon with me.
森を持って行った方がいい。すげえ思い切りがあるんだな。はいはい、森を取りに行きましたよ。 森、こっちじゃないな。こっちの小屋の方だわ。道を間違えた。はい、拝借しますよ、森。実験の準備ができたぞ。とりあえず豚さんに見させてもらって、でこれから実験をするっていう思い切りの良さは何なんだ。はい、続ける。
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
このためにわざわざお肉屋さんに来たのすごいね。息を止める。むずいぞむずいぞ。
Holmes, you should try to aim better.
むずいぞ貫通した。
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
ワトソン大変だな。ありえないよね。未熟で訓練していない男が森でピーター・キアリの体を貫通して壁に突き刺したということはありえない。ありえないと思う。よし、支払いを済ませてくれたまえ。ネリガン所持品を調べる。もう一回じゃあスコットランドヤードの話を聞いた方が良さそうだな。到着。リンリンリンリン帰ってきたぞ。僕がシャーロック・ホームズだ。通せた。はいはいはい。
These are the suspects. These are brief. To Dawson. I've seen this.
到着。俺だ、帰ったぞ。あ、なんか座って飯食ってる。飯じゃない、コーヒー飲んでる。
Gracious, you caught someone.
1883年、ドーソン・ネリガン。投資会社ネリガン、破産宣告を受けて。じゃあ息子なんだな、あの子が。コーンウェル家に破滅を引き起こしたジョシュア・ネリガンは不可解な失踪を遂げた。ノルウェー出発に備えてヨットに行方不明になってる。お父さん。
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
お父さんはでも捕まってない、見つかってないんだね。ヨットに乗ってどっかに行った。ヨットに乗ってどっかに行ったってことにピーター・キャリーが絡んでいる可能性があるのか。でもこの破産とかそういう話になってくると、何か書類があったんじゃないかっていう可能性もまあ出てくるのかもしれない。かもし。
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
船に乗った有価証券の一覧。
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
被害者の経歴は関係ない。父親の指輪の彫刻。指輪は僕のものです。はい、父親の親指。
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
公開日誌を調べる人が出てきたな。 でもジョシュア・ネリガンの上着の大きさを見てもこのさっきの男の子よりも小柄だったんじゃないかなって思うんだけど、そうでもないのかしら。到着。公開日誌を見に来たぞ。ヤッホーヤッホー。お邪魔するぜ。
1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
西からの強風、クジラを見なかった。1年前はクジラがたくさんいた。
Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Log notes for August. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
PCR でもか。手帳にいろいろ書いてあったのに入ってなかったかな。CPR か。CPR。この手帳に書いてあるやつが有価証券の何かと関係してるジョンなんとかネリガンくんがジョン・ネリガンか。有価証券の話を少し知っている。なんかまとめてたのかもしれないね。まとめてもらうのは無理だもんね。船乗り。何か増えた可能性がわかります。暴れてんな。
These are the sus. I wonder if the. Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
手がかりがめっちゃ増えてる。びっくりマークあるか。紛失した紙とブリキ缶がつながるよね。ネリガンが犯人とは思えないけどな。 エリガン以外が犯人な気がするけどな。話を聞きに来たんだわ僕。
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey.
なるほどね。
These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
勇気を得ていたんだな。ユギンズ、ベーカー街のどこに。ユギンズってあれだよね。ストリートチルドレンみたいなことだよね。
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
この窓の下には便利だな。
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
ラブスと買収宿を探せばいいんだ。
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
何が起きたんだろう。スコットランドヤード。容疑者が他にいないからな。
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always. What happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting.
新しい容疑者。
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
驚きだなってなんだそれ。 はいはいはい。ハートレイの所持品を調べる。ここか。
These are the suspects.
お、でかいブーツだ。
Liam Hurtley. The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
あ、タバコかこれは。
A pen.
万年筆だったわ。8の被害者のブーツでもそれより大きいんじゃねえかって言われてたんだよね。ここちゃうんかい。
Please escort this suspect. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
凛々しい顔だな。冠柄が入ったハンカチ。冠柄奥さんのやつにもなんかあったよね。植物の死骸。植物の死骸。庭師の手。古い傷跡。
That's all for now.
I'm not.
庭師のおじさんか。でも冠柄のって言ったから奥さんが話教えてくれるかもしれないな。耳が蒸れちゃった。とりあえずライアム・ハートレーのあの靴が足跡にありそうだよね。
These boots match the footprints exactly.
でも庭師だったら庭ぐらい歩くべな。ハートレーの話をしてくれるんじゃなかろうか。
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Thank you, madam.
知らないの？
Hook.
どうして知らないの？そこに冠柄が書いてあるじゃんね。次は分析を行う庭師。とりあえずお家に帰って手紙の分析をしようじゃないか。
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of... First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
適当にやりすぎた。青から入れよう。青。違うぞ違うぞ。無職。これでどうだ。あらららららららららら。ダメみたい。なるほどね。ダメなのね。そうかい。はい。
No, something isn't right.
ああ、違う。これでもない。あんた難しいじゃないか。オレンジはでも青から時間を空けなきゃいけないんだな。なるほどね。そっかい。白。 青が2本あるからな。
No.
どっちもダメだった。なんだ、難しいじゃないか。もうダメな気がするこれ。なんだ、青が一番目ないのかな。
First condition. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the third condition. Colorless reagent.
どうだろう。
Done.
ああ、
Now
や
I
っと
can
できた。
proceed further.
ダン。やっとできたよ。
Let
難
us
し
see
い
if the
よ。
content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
Aegis となんだ読めねえ。S か。
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Like なんか重要なところが読めない。庭師、なんで庭師はいないって話になってるんだろうね。あの人庭師の手をしてるなんじゃらほい。
Please tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
So...
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one, but it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley.
Oh.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads. But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
はい、ストーリーの部分もあります。でもちょっとずつ手がかりが増えてきてますね。順調順調。まあ僕ってばね、名探偵ですから。この調子でいこうじゃありませんか。園芸道具置き場。どこやねん。どこやねん、園芸道具置き場。
Locked.
Locked.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam.
Madam. Thank you, madam.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
邪魔するぜ。木の板合っていない。おっと、この箱は中に
Let us see what is in it.
が入っているのかなかろうか。ああ、そういうことか。これはすぐだった。
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
有価証券絡みの話ではないのか。
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
ああ、なるほど。箱が出てきた時は有価証券の箱かと思ったけど、それとは違う話も出てきたな。でも有価証券のその箱がどっかに行っちゃったっていうことが分かってない以上は判断できないよね。アウトレイの足跡。盗まれた貴重な金。ネリガンは境遇の犠牲者。まあ、ネリガンは無実じゃないかとジュディス・キャリーの告白。殺しの動機になったアートレイが犯人。これもまた早そうな気がするんだよな。動機にはなるよな。まだわからん。ネリガンはでも殺せないよね。あんな森で一突きなんてパワフルな殺し方できないもんな。ハートレイは元軍人って言ってたから。
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
できるのかもしれないけど、ね。
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
どれどれ。
This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now.
Lancaster, Keans, Rolfe, John York.
This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch. Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
森内だからあれよね、森を投げる。
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
トリートチルドレン。さて。パトリック・キャンズ、ピーター・キャリーはな、コースはない。一緒の船に乗っていたっていうことだったら、有価証券のことも知ってるかもしれないよね。パトリック・ケアンズに会う。 船乗りの変装をする。めっちゃくびれた。船乗りの変装をする。船乗り。何の変装？
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
アザラシの皮で作ったタバコ入れなんてちょっと気になるよね。海の魔女。もう2時間も経っちゃうのか。早いな。どっか霧のいいところでと思うんだけど、もう終わりそうなんだよな。
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
持ちかたえる。持久力がむずいぞ。むずいぞ。持久力が。よし。あ。 強い。
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again. Come back later when you can use your arms again.
ピアス。金の耳飾り。高そう。ひげもじゃ。ひげもじゃ。安い服。強い腕。ビール。黄色い爪。タバコを吸うからかな。
I'm ready to try it.
Fine.
よし、2回目にもなると早いな。
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink.
酒を飲み始めてしまったよ。
You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, I find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too, swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger
2日目の夜に消え
was that
た。
on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the
なるほ
Shetland
どね。
lights.
ジョシュ・アネリがもう
Black Peter's a
殺されちゃったのか。
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is.
全くトイレの友でもない。
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Mm. タバコ入れが現場にあった。
Care to...
現場にいた説明になる。自分のことが。 熟練度を要する。ケアンズが犯人。ハートでただ浮気してることがバレた。金のねイヤリングピアスをつけてたから羽振りが良くなってるんじゃなかろうか。無職でお金はない。有価証券の話8月の日記を見て知っていればっていうことなのかな。ピーター・ケアリーはすがし計画的な犯罪ではなかった。よって荒れ狂っている。武器を手にしたフラミカ身を守ろうとしただけだった。冷血な殺人者だ。これを選ぶのこれを選ぶのか。もうちょっと証拠を見よう。でもタバコ吸わないんだもんな。電話が来た。殺人を犯したとは限らない。やばい、なんかしっちゃかめっちゃかになってる。貴重な紙、ブリキの箱、紙切れを探していた。押し入りを試みた人間が犯人と言える。殺人現場にいた。ミスリードが多すぎるんだ。ピーター・キャリー1884年に引退してケアリー無力なナイフ。でも森なんか殺意がなきゃ投げないよな。ナイフがあったとはいえ ケアンズが犯人でいいのかな。有価証券の行方がわからん。有価証券の行方がわからん。有価証券だけ男の子が持ってった可能性があるのかな。もう結論を出してしまっていいのだろうか。もう2時間だからいい加減休憩したいところではあるんだが。到着。
What am I doing? What?
I'm not.
まあ、パトリック・ケアンズがその森の使い方とかを考えると一番容疑者に近い気がするんだけど、金のイヤリングをしたからすでにお金に換えたりするのかしら。しかし許すか許さないかっていうものを選べるとは思わなかったな。お金に困った酔っ払った勢いで殺しちゃったと考えるかどうか。終わってから有価証券出てくるのかしらと思う。もしかしたらネルガンが持ってったのかもしれないしね。選んだ。酔っ払いに絡まれた説がある。ジョシュア・ネリガンじゃないや、ジョン・ネリガンがそれが終わった後入ったら死んでる。でもブリキの缶がある。これだけ持って帰ろうみたいな。
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you.
Oh.
Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of
知
work,
ってるのか。
and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to
有
talk.
価証券のことはジョン・ネリガンのこと
What
だ
do
と
you
思ったんだ
mean?
けど。
Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug,
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventrao. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
しばらくして。
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
うん。唯一の人物。ボディキャンディ。決断を最終的に完了します。哀れみの心。有価証券のことは知っていないと思っての方面だったんだけどな。それのこと分かってるんだったら有罪だよな。ちゃんと普通に殺す気満々だったってこと。殺す気満々かどうかは知らないけど。いや難しいぞ。最後の
This
最後
trip
に
to the
難しい
countryside will
話
be
が
good
出
for
てき
you,
たな。
Holmes.
よし。
As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete
なるほど
change
ね。
of
こん
scene.
な感じか。
Fresh
こ
air,
の選択
brisk
は難し
walks,
いな。
bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
we're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That's the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further...
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
強引だな。よし、ではこれぐらいにしておこう。1話続けるのに2時間か。結構時間がかかる。